You didn't wake up today because you were excited about your life. You woke up because an alarm told you to. Because somewhere, someone expects you to show up, sit down, log in, perform, and trade another day of your life for a number on a screen. And the strange part is, we call that normal. 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year. For 40 years, millions of people quietly sell the only thing they can never earn back: time. Not just their skills, not just their energy, not even just their attention, their actual life, hour by hour, calendar by calendar, paycheck by paycheck. And after a while, it stops feeling strange. It starts to feel responsible. It starts to feel safe. It starts to feel like adulthood. But what if that feeling of safety isn't proof that you're free? What if it's the reason you stopped looking for the door? Here's a question almost nobody asks at the dinner table, nobody teaches in school, and nobody at your workplace really wants you thinking about. What if the paycheck that feels like protection is actually the cage? For most people, a salary doesn't feel dangerous. It feels comforting. It arrives on schedule. It pays the bills. It keeps the lights on, the fridge full, the rent covered, the family calm. It gives life a rhythm, and in a world that often feels unstable, rhythm can feel like peace. But not every kind of peace is freedom. Sometimes peace is just what fear feels like when it has been well managed. And to understand why the modern paycheck has such a powerful grip on people, we have to go back to a time when stability wasn't just a preference, it was a dream. After World War II, much of the industrialized world made a quiet agreement with its people. The promise was simple: give your time, your loyalty, your best hours, and your most productive years to an organization. And in return, that organization would give you stability. For a generation that had lived through depression, war, scarcity, and uncertainty, that promise felt almost sacred. A regular paycheck wasn't just money, it was proof that the chaos had ended. It meant food on the table. It meant a home. It meant your children might have a life that didn't begin with fear. So people took the deal, and for many of them, it made sense. But every deal has fine print. Decades passed. The world changed. Technology exploded. Markets expanded. Entire industries appeared that previous generations could not have imagined. Today, a person can build a business from a bedroom, sell knowledge across continents, create digital products, manage clients from another country, or earn from skills that didn't even exist a few decades ago. And yet, emotionally, many people are still living inside an older script. Wake up, commute, clock in, perform, clock out, recover, repeat, again, and again, and again. Not because it is the only option, but because it is the option they were trained to understand. That is where the trap begins. Because the modern salary does not control most people through force. It controls them through predictability. And the human brain loves predictability. Your brain is not primarily designed to make you happy. It is designed to keep you alive. It looks for patterns, rewards consistency, and treats uncertainty as danger, even when that uncertainty might be the beginning of something better. So when your paycheck arrives, your brain receives more than money. It receives confirmation. You are okay. The system still works. You can relax for now. That tiny moment of relief becomes powerful over time. At first, you appreciate it. Then you expect it. Eventually, you begin to organize your entire life around it. The rent depends on it. The car payment depends on it. The groceries depend on it. The family routine depends on it. Your sense of being a responsible adult depends on it. And once enough things depend on that paycheck, the paycheck stops being income. It becomes oxygen. This is why so many people stay in jobs they no longer respect, doing work that no longer excites them, surrounded by people they would never choose to spend time with if money were not involved. They are not weak, they are not lazy, they are not stupid. They are caught inside a system where uncertainty feels more frightening than unhappiness, and that is the most dangerous part. A salary doesn't usually make people miserable enough to run. It makes them comfortable enough to stay. Just comfortable enough to postpone the business idea. Just comfortable enough to ignore the quiet resentment. Just comfortable enough to say, maybe next year. And then next year becomes 5 years. 5 years becomes 10. And one day, a person looks around at the life they built and realizes something painful. Nothing is technically wrong. But something is deeply missing. There is food in the fridge, money in the account, a title on the email signature, and a routine that looks respectable from the outside. But inside, there is a growing silence, a sense that life has become efficient but not alive. That is a different kind of poverty. Not the poverty of money, the poverty of ownership. What is it, and how is it quietly changing millions of lives around the globe? We'll discuss that in detail in the next part. If this video made you think differently, subscribe and drop a comment below saying next. If enough of you want part 2, I'll release it sooner than planned. Thank you for staying till the end. Until next time, this is Money Mycelium, stories that build wealth.